1001. Jia Yuan-shun has complained, hated, been disappointed, and been helpless. He finally looks forward to the end of his life and does not want to go back to his childhood. In the 8th month of the year of Mao, concubine Xianda died of a sudden illness in the palace. In another world, in a parallel space, the sister of Rongguo Mansion woke up from a coma for 2 days. What was close to his eyes was his mother's young but anxious face, and, well, a Piao, lying on her mother's body wearing a maid uniform and covered in blood. Rolling his eyes, Jia Yuan-shun fainted again. Beep. Congratulations to the host for activating the Great Mercy and Great Compassion Salvation System, for obtaining 100 original gratitude points and a novice gift pack X1. Please work hard to fulfill the wishes of the ghosts and save them. Jia Yuan-shun wanted to accept her new life with gratitude. She wanted to never step into the 9-layered palace full of thorns again, and she wanted to protect her son who was not born in August. She was arrogantly thinking about the future, but she was confused by the sudden change. To save ghosts? System? Jia Yuan-shun is a theist who has done several bad things and is timid. Hey, brother Heiwu Cheng, you should take me away. There is no way to survive. In the next 3 days, all the ghosts staying in Rongguo Mansion came to Jia Yuan-shun's room. Kind girl, please help me and send me home. This king is not dead. How could I die? I have great achievements for a long time. Where is my head? Who took my head and gave it back to me? Sister Yuan, I am innocent. It was not me who drugged you. From horror to habit, Jia Yuan-shun accepted his fate. After sending the maid out of the room, she called softly, Transcendent System? Beep. Hello, host. Please communicate with me silently. This system will serve you wholeheartedly. It's such a foreign statement, and it doesn't sound like a local accent. Jia Yuan-shun collected information from the system's brief response. She paused and asked, What should I do? Please recite the system activation password silently. 84384. What the hell is this? Blowing curtain? Jia Yuan-shun is literate and has good comprehension skills. He quickly understood the instructions written in red Manu style on the big screen. The system is indeed foreign style, fearing that it was dropped from the sky to the earth. Mortals fear ghosts and gods. Jia Yuan-shun is somewhat afraid. She hypnotizes herself to save the souls of the dead, which is a good thing to do good and accumulate virtue. Jia Yuan-shun opened the salvation list. There were 7 or 8 names on it. She chose to look at the familiar little maid Luer, and then saw Luer's life and cause of death. She died unjustly, and her soul was stuck in Jia's house because of her obsession, unable to be reincarnated. Jia Yuan-shun's mission is to talk to Luer and find out the reason to achieve her wish to save her soul. Select accept. Jia Yuan-shun looked up and found Luer in white clothes and hair dripping with blood among the souls floating in the room. Luer, who was already a soul, also noticed that her eldest sister was looking at her. She screamed and cried, It's not me. It's not me who poisoned you. Speaking of Luer's death, we have to mention the reason why Jia Yuan-shun was in coma for 2 days. She was about to participate in this year's talent show when she was about to turn 15, and she was well known for her talent and virtue. Her mother, Mrs. Wang, aroused enough hatred among her sisters-in-law. Mrs. Wang seemed gentle and kind, but inside she was thoughtful and had many tricks. Those envious and jealous people could not help but turn their attention to her eldest sister, Yuan-shun. Jia Yuan-shun was drugged, but fortunately he was discovered early and rescued in time. The incident broke out, and Jia Zheng's face was dark for several days. He had 2 sons and 1 daughter. Jia Zhu was smart and diligent in studying. Bao Yu had already learned the tricks of a romantic young master at a young age and was messing with the maids every day. Jia Zheng was quite dissatisfied with his youngest son, but his only daughter was sympathetic. Jia Yuan-shun was only 15, just in time for this year's draft. Not only Jia Zheng, The old lady also had high expectations for her eldest sister. Lele was furious after learning about this. After checking again and again, it turned out to be the Aunt Jom. The second mistress Wang ordered Lu Er to be killed with a stick, and the matter was revealed. Yuan Shun seemed to remember that she did not have this experience before her rebirth, but she was selected as the female history beside the queen in the 15th year of her life. Later, she was granted the title of Minister of Fengzhou Palace and the title of Virtuous Concubine. The years when I was in the boudoir and when I first entered the palace were smooth and uneventful. Jia Yuanchun has begun to doubt in her heart that it was the salvation system that changed her destiny. Is this already a completely different life from the previous life? In this way, I am afraid that we cannot use the past as a warning. These can be checked slowly. The most urgent task is to supervise Luer and see what benefits he can get from the system. Are you Luer, the second class maid in Zhang's room? When the female ghost heard Jia Yuanchun's question, she burst into tears again. Jia Yuanchun held his forehead. She had been a concubine for many years. Except for the emperor and empress, few people dared to be so presumptuous with her. She was really uncomfortable for a while. Although I don't know who is behind the scenes, I won't pursue anything further. The dead are the most important, so you can be reincarnated. The mournful crying paused for a moment, and Lu Er stared at Yuan Chun almost madly. Reincarnation? I don't want to reincarnate. I haven't married Go Zi brother yet. I want to get married to Go Zi brother. Jia Yuanchun imagined how to deal with various situations. She thought that Luer wanted to clear her name by herself. Her mother was a kind person, and there were only a handful of people in the Rongwa mansion who couldn't deal with her. She was afraid that it was Da Fong who did this. She thought about either finding another scapegoat, or using an excuse to cut off Xing's right-hand man and clear Luer's name. Who would have thought that she would make such a request? Marriage? Female ghost marries a living person? Jia Yuanchun felt a headache. She wanted to persuade Luer that since the yin and yang were separated, since she loved that person so deeply, it was better to let go and see him happy. Before the words were spoken, the ghosts and ghosts waiting in line to fulfill their wishes started making a fuss. I don't know what my mother-in-law is like, whether she can raise her son well. Idiot, how many years have you been dead? My mother-in-law is afraid that she will remarry long ago. There was a lot of noise in the room, and Yuan Chun was afraid that the maid outside would hear it, so he coughed under the pressure of his throat. You should always tell me who Brother Guzzi is. There was another burst of crying, and Luer repeated her words upside down. It took Jia Yuanchun a while to understand that the Guzzi brother she was talking about was a boy beside the elder. After Jia Yuanchun understood, he put on his cloak and walked out. He went to his mother's room to chat for a while, and then went to the big room. Those resentful souls also followed them all the way, and they did not change their nature after death, just waiting to see the fun. Jia Shi went to the antique market, but was not in the mansion. Yuan Chun didn't see Guzzi, but bumped into Mrs. Xing. The male ghost who always wanted to go home screamed when he saw Mr. Xing. It's her. She was the one who drugged people. On weekdays, ghosts were wandering around the house, so it was not surprising to bump into anything. This was what Jia Yuanchun expected, so she was not surprised. This identification opened the door to a new world for Jia Yuanchun. Even if the transcendent system could not give her a real reward, she could still exchange information on the condition of helping them fulfill their wishes. They may not have any skills when they are alive, but they can realize their residual value after they die. Intelligence Terminator. Yin-Man Artifact. 11,011. After staying in Rongwa Mansion for a long time, Injin and Yuan Chun got up to say goodbye. They did not return home immediately, but set out to the northeast of the inner city. The target is Z-Age's mansion. Anyone with a discerning eye can see that the relationship between the 4th and the 9th is quite ordinary. Originally, Fujin's homecoming ceremony coincided with the baptism ceremony of the second elder brother of Injin's house, so his absence was understandable. As the biggest tycoon in the capital, Injin was used to the jokes and intrigues in the business world. He was very good at improving his favorability. He immediately decided to go to Rongwa Mansion to meet Jia Yuanchun's family, and then go to congratulate his fourth brother. When they arrived, Age's house was already quite lively, and the 8th, 10th, 13th, and 14th elders had gathered together to chat. The eldest brother Injin went out on errands and asked Dafu Jin to come over and deliver gifts. As for the prince, he was always the centerpiece of the show no matter what the occasion. Xiaoluzi handed the prepared gift to the chief steward of Injin's house, and then followed his master in. This was the first time that Jia Yuanchun and Injin appeared in public. The two instantly attracted the attention of all the guests in the front yard and stole the limelight from the host's house. Hey, Brother Ninth is here. Brother Ninth didn't accompany my sister-in-law back home, so how can I come here free? Injin entrusted Yuanshan to his cousin Guoluoluo, and then went to Laoshi. Those who were well versed in Brother Nine's habits were dumbfounded when they saw this scene. They thought that the Nine God of Wealth had already married Inzi, but they didn't expect that another woman could catch his eye. Thinking back to the day when Mrs. Jia came in, Injin was also happy all day long. The guests felt that they had discovered the truth. Brother Jiao, does Dong Yi know that you are like this? Yes, that woman. She had a nice face, but her jealous expression made her look ugly and hideous. Dong Yi was 70 years old and won the Holy Heart, but his legitimate daughter was so stupid. Injin curled his lips. It's better for the fourth brother. The Olanara clan can be regarded as a model of women in this dynasty, both virtuous and generous. Since you have taken the position of the direct descendant of Fujin, you should understand your identity. Can the people below her be favored again and surpass her? Then don't mention the Dong Yi family. Stupidly forced. Ina agreed with him very much, but it was Insu who persuaded him in a calm tone. You must give face to your direct descendant Fujin. Ninth brother, you can do it. He also said that in the backyard, the women's gatherings had an obvious characteristic. The direct descendants circled in a circle, the side descendants circled in a circle, and the princess circled in another circle. Guoluoluo directly brought Jia Yuanshan into the circle of his direct descendant Fujin. San Fujin, who had been reprimanded by concubine Rong because of Brother Nine's instigation, said angrily, Hey, whose sister is this? How come I haven't seen her before? It's not just because of this reason that she takes the initiative to find fault. Speaking of which, we need to mention San Fujin's origins. Her full name is Dong Yi Lanfang, the daughter of Qinyong Gong Pingchen and the same clan as Ju Fujin. It is no longer news that the Jia family confused the ninth elder brother and made the Fujin Dong Yi family fall out of favor. What concerned her was the attitude of the palace. Concubine Yi seemed to agree with Lao Jiu's approach. Even Huang Ama said that Jia was blessed. San Fujin had been holding back his anger until now, and finally had an opportunity to explode. During the 40 years of Kangshi's reign, the third elder brother's support rate in the court was still very high, and he could barely compete with the eldest elder brother Inshi and Prince Yinring. The official wife, who was in the same camp as the third elder brother, immediately expressed her attitude, and Jia Yuanchun was pushed to the forefront. Guoluoluo of the 8th Fortune Jin dynasty was Injin's cousin. Of course, she couldn't let her family suffer. She was full of momentum and fought against Dong Yi's family. Yuan Chun gently tugged on her sleeves. Even in such an environment, she did not feel inferior at all because of Fujin's status. Jia Yuan Chun smiled and said, As I said to San Fujin, I am from the ninth elder brother's house. Ninth brother's mansion? How dare your servant Yangzi to overstep his authority? I heard from Aunt Gui that the third elder brother was the most talented of all the sons of Emperor Kangxi, but he didn't expect that he would marry a stupid Fujin. Or are all the daughters of the Dong Yi family good at this? Jia Yuan Chun couldn't smile sweeter. Are you questioning our master's decision? You have such a sharp tongue. Lao Jia was fascinated by beauty, but Ben Fujin is not so easy to fool. This is what I was waiting for. San Fujin, be careful. Don't let concubine Rong hear these words. Kangxi, as a master of wife control, killed 2 queens in a row, who was running around in the harem now who is not a concubine. Dong Yi's words really slapped the 4th concubine in the face. Under Jia Yuanchuan's malicious reminder, Dong Yi finally realized that she had said that she was seeking death. Although she felt a little guilty, she forced herself up and gave Jia Yuanchun a vicious look, and then took her good friend Fujin to another place. But Guoluoluo smiled proudly. The 3rd elder brother's support rate is getting higher and higher, and the Dongyi family is also a little too arrogant. Being tricked by his cousin, the new concubine, is he not so angry that he vomits blood? It was a rare opportunity like this, and Guoluoluo would never let her pass easily. He went to the palace as soon as possible and told his aunt that the Dongyi clan must follow in the footsteps of his clan sister. Dong Yi's family is very proud of having given birth to the 3rd son's eldest son, Hongqing. Jiu Fujin is her clan sister, so it is expected that she will take advantage of you. Guoluoluo's eyes cannot tolerate dirt because of his noble birth. She also has a very weird temper. If you can catch her eye, she will treat you well. If she doesn't treat you well, she will fight to the end. Because of the issue of heirs, Kangxi often talked to Yinhu. He also scolded the 8 blessed gene women for being jealous, but did not see any change in Guoluoluo. Of course, such a fighter would not take Dong Yi's family seriously. Jia Yuanchun also struggled in the harem, and such scenes were nothing but trivial. She was happy to establish a good social relationship with Guoluoluo and said with a smile, "Thank you, Bufujin, for your guidance." "Why are you so polite? My cousin and I have been playing together since childhood, and our relationship is extraordinary. Firstly, my cousin likes you. Secondly, I also like your temperament. We should keep in touch with you more in the future." Just as he was talking, Wu Fujin Talashi came towards the side. "I'm late. Why are there so few people? I can't see my eldest sister-in-law or my 3rd sister-in-law." Guoluoluo smiled meaningfully, and as soon as she mentioned this, the corners of Wu Fujin's mouth twitched. Although he knew that there were no smart women in the Dong Yi family, Fujin, who was favored by the 9th elder brother, was humiliated in front of so many clan members. This would definitely affect everyone's evaluation of the 3rd elder brother. They were talking lively, and a little maid came to Jia Yuanchun with lowered eyebrows and said, "Jia Fujin, please move aside." "But I don't know Princess from your mansion." The maid became a little anxious and said, "Nayukula Gij, and you are the most beautiful girls in the same class." Oh, it turned out to be the Nyo Kulu family whose destiny was so great that all the princes were competing for it. Jia Yuanchun felt vaguely that something was wrong. She was also curious about the other party's purpose, so she said hello to the 5th and 8th blessings and followed her. They were indeed going to the backyard. They heard a cry for help not far away. Yuan Chun took a few steps that way and saw someone splashing in the fish pond. Just as she was about to call someone, the maid who brought her over disappeared. From a distance, she saw San Fujin leading someone towards the side and heard the ghosts wandering around beside them. Then she understood what was going on. It was Wu Gij who fell into the water, and the maid who brought her over was named Nayukalu. If this matter goes wrong, the 9th prince's house will be stained with coquettishness, Wu's body will be frozen, and Nayukalu's reputation will be ruined. It's a vicious plan that kills 3 birds with 1 stone. If you dare to do such a thing, you must be aware of being discovered and retaliated against. Jia Yuanchun gritted his teeth and jumped down. Someone come quickly, help. San Fujin had noticed the movement here at first. When she heard the cry for help, she hurriedly called the guards to rescue them. When she saw clearly the faces of the 2 people who fell into the water, one of them looked at Yan Sheng, and the other turned to ashes. She recognized it. It was Shi Fujin, who killed the 1,000 swordsmen of Brother Nine. San Fujin wished she had not noticed the movement here, and would have frozen her to death. Thought to herself, her steps did not slow down at all. Hey, is this Jubian Fujin? Why did he fall into the water? You servant who didn't see it, why don't you inform Brother Ninth to come over? Although he didn't fall into the water for a long time, Jia Yuan-chun was also frozen. Before she fell into coma, she activated the puppet talisman to control Wuga, who fell into the water. When Brother Jiu came over, he had already been sent to the wing. He anxiously wanted to comfort Yuan-chun, but he heard a cry of fear from next door. My belly, save me, save me. I'm carrying a baby. Chinger, you pushed me into the water and hurt my child. I will make you pay with your blood. Of course, it was not just the ninth elder brother who heard this. After all, it happened at the fourth elder brother's house. Injin and the Olanala clan also came. Injin didn't know who Chinger was, and the master of the house didn't know either. Injin looked very ugly. What are you yelling about? Tell her to shut up. Wu's eldest maid cried and fell to her knees. Gugu is unconscious and the child is gone. What he said when he was in a coma was much more credible. Injin had already believed most of it. He also felt sorry for the child in Wu's belly. He had only a few sons. Alas, the Olanala family next to him seemed anxious, but he was secretly happy in his heart. It turned out that it was Li's fault. He made such a big mistake just a few days after sealing off Fujin. It was already known to everyone that Lao Jiu loved Jia. How could the matter of provoking that poisonous snake be easily settled? You deserve it. You really deserve it. Injin scolded with a dark face. Who is Chiner? Bring her to me. After yelling this, he entered the room. Seeing the trembling body and pale face wrapped in the quilt, Injin's heart ached. Suddenly, he saw the whole process of the conspiracy. His Chunner, poor Chunner, jumped into the cold pond in order not to implicate the family. What determination did such a delicate person make? He Injin can't control the internal strife in Fourth Brother's house. Anyone who dares to take advantage of him must be willing to pay the price. Jia Yuan-chun was really cold this time. She had a good foundation and was not unconscious for long. In fact, she was already awake when Injin came over. Otherwise, how could I have seen that heartbreaking scene? That's right. I learned that from the guide, using ghosts to create illusions to convey messages. She shattered Injin's last sanity. Li Zifujin, who was in confinement, didn't know that the conspiracy had been exposed. She ate Bird's Nest and imagined a bright future in which the Wu family would be miscarried and the Nayukalu family would be unlucky. 12,012. When the 12th lunar month of winter fell into the pool, it was natural that the child in Wu's belly fell out. Although the fourth elder brother Injin was angry, Li had meritorious service in childbirth and was in confinement. He could not be dragged out for questioning. He had worries about Injin, but not him. People said that Lao Shi was the devil incarnate, and even if Brother Jiu went crazy, he wouldn't be too generous. Injin took 2 guards and went to Li's yard, and happened to see her smiling smugly, becoming even more angry. Drag this bitch out of here. You dare to throw dirty water on me. I'm tired of living. Jia Yuan-chun successfully occupied a small place in Injin's heart. He usually doesn't notice anything, and only when something goes wrong can he show his value. In Injin's heart, bullying Yuan-chun is equivalent to humiliating him, and framing Yuan-chun is equivalent to shooting at him. Who is Mr. Li? The daughter of Prefect Li Wenye. What is the level of the prefect? From the 4th grade. With such an identity, he dared to attack his chunna, and he simply didn't know whether to live or die. Li Shi naturally recognized Brother Jiu, and she knew something was wrong when she saw Injin staring at him and grinning ferociously. However, she did not dare to reveal her fault. Instead, she screamed with panic on her face. Let me go. What do you want to do to me, Fujin? Is there any other method? Master, help me. Brother Jiu is crazy. Crazy? You are right, I am crazy. Injin suddenly showed a gentle look and whispered softly, My chunner was so desperate when you forced her to jump into the fish pond. She was waiting for me to save her. How can you do this to such a weak and kind girl? Brother Jiu is clearly in a daze like this. Vixen. That woman must be a vixen. In just 3 days, Brother Jiu was fascinated. Li was so regretful that her intestines turned green. She hated Jia for stealing the limelight from her second elder brother, so she suddenly thought of bringing her into the game. Who knew it would lead to such a follow-up? It was obviously a perfect plan. Why was it exposed? There were turbulent waves rolling in Li's heart, but she did not dare to continue to smear Jia for fear of irritating her ninth brother. It's not me. It's really not me. Brother Joe, you have found the wrong person. Nyokulu's family. It must be Nyokulu's family. She had a feud with Sister Jia during the draft. Only then did Injin wake up from his trance. He was not really in a daze, but it was just because he saw Jia Yuanchun jumping into the fish pond with his own eyes. The shock was too great. Injin stubbornly believed that Yuan Chun endured such humiliation to preserve the innocence of the ninth brother's mansion, but little did he know that this was a reversal she had tried her best to come up with. Use the bitter flesh trick to capture his heart. Prove innocence with illusions. Use the puppet charm to name the truth. He forced the age to give an explanation because of a serious condition. Jia Yuan Chun arranged all this the moment he jumped. The script really did not go in the direction planned by Li, and the conspiracy was exposed. Injin was worried about letting Li face the furious Injin alone. He immediately followed and rescued Li from the guards before Brother Jio did anything. It's just Wu's one-sided statement. The truth has yet to be verified. Ninth brother, don't be impulsive. The truth? She framed the Jia family. That's the truth. My poor Fujin has only been here for 3 days, but with such a fragile body, he jumped into a fish pond on the 12th lunar month. When this is spread, what will outsiders think of me? Injin. When Mrs. Li saw Injin's arrival, she felt a lot more confident. She cried and said, "You are wronged. Master, I am wronged." Injin knows better than anyone else that Lao Jiu has never been sympathetic. This trick is useless to him. Rather than crying loudly, it is better to understand. Injin didn't mean to protect Mrs. Li. If the investigation found out that it was really her who did it, she would be punished as she should. C.H. had never tolerated disdain in his eyes, but at this moment, he couldn't let Injin act recklessly. This is Brother C's mansion. This is not a place for anyone to be arrogant. Injin stared at Injin for a long time and nodded. Since the fourth brother said so, I will wait for your explanation. He did not leave Jia Yuan-chun in the fourth brother's house, but borrowed some clothes from the fourth sister-in-law, asked the maid to change them for her, and then took the person out. The banquet in front of them had not yet ended, but Injin attracted everyone's attention as soon as he showed up. Oh my god, what's going on? What's wrong with sister-in-law Xiaojiu? Lao sure threw his wine cup and came up to her. Brother Ba had a hint, so he grabbed Einer's arm and let Brother Ju leave, and then asked Lao Ten to follow. At the same time, Inhu also glanced at Guoluoluo. Bafujin excused himself and handed the sign directly to the palace. Insu knew that not only Lao Ju, but also concubine, he was very fond of Jia. Something happened to Injin's side Fujin at C.H.'s house. On the one hand, concubine Yi was worried about Yuan Chun's health, but on the other hand, she was happy to use this matter as a way to trouble concubine Da. As soon as Bafujin mentioned this, concubine immediately gave Jia a variety of valuable tonics. She specially picked the emperor to come to her door when he was in Yonghe Palace. Sister De Fei, you have to take care of the fourth son's backyard. It's pitiful that Jia went with Injin to congratulate the fourth brother's house, but someone conspired and fell into the fish pond. What's the matter with 9 cold days? Concubine Yi started talking about things before she entered the house. When she saw Kangxi, she wiped her tears and said, I don't know that the emperor is here, but Kangxi took her to his side and sat down. If you have something to say, why are you crying? Today is the baptism ceremony for Hongfang of the fourth elder brother's house. Injin took Jia family there, but poor Jia family was plotted and fell into the fish pond. I heard that Wu Gij of the fourth elder brother's house also fell into the water together. She was already 2 months pregnant and had a miscarriage. Concubine Yi was not only good at acting, she was very skillful in what she said. Firstly, If something happens to Lao Jia's people in Lao Si's house, they must be given an explanation. Secondly, if they fall into the water, even if they fall into the water, they will harm their heirs, which is a serious crime. Kangxi glanced at Concubine Do with an unkind expression. Concubine Do's heart skipped a beat, and she knelt down. My concubine is not aware of this matter. Your Majesty, please calm down. Kangxi waved his hand and said, Get up, Concubine Do. Please take care of the fourth man's house. Although Concubine Do didn't accuse anything, Concubine Do could tell that Kangxi was very unhappy. She agreed happily, but she felt cruel in her heart. Damn it, Injin was indeed her nemesis. Once the matter reached Kangxi's side, the resolution was much faster. On the same day, the truth was found out. The mastermind of the conspiracy was indeed Mrs. Li, who was in confinement. She mainly wanted to get rid of the child in Mrs. Wu's belly. At the same time, she blamed the incident on the always hated Niu Kulu. Jia Yuanshun was just passing by. When Dong Yi heard that Jia Yuanshun fell into the water at Siege's house, he immediately lit incense and thanked the Bodhisattva. The slutty fox is hated wherever he goes. He really deserves it. She was not happy for a long time when she heard that Inju had brought him back, and Inyang had given her a lot of tonics, and her smiling face turned ferocious. Damn Jia Yuanshun, she loves against Ben Fujin. The next day, the emperor's reward came, and Jia Yuanshun got a lot of things. As for the fourth elder brother's house, Li sat next to Fujin for 3 days before being knocked back to his original shape. He was grounded for half a year, and Hongfang was raised by Fujin. Except for a severe cold, Jia Yuanshun's body and bones were fine. After knowing Kangxi's solution, she narrowed her eyes and smiled. If a woman wants to establish herself in the backyard, the most important thing is her son, even more than her husband's favor. If Li Shi steals the chicken but loses the rice, it will be difficult for him to advance to the throne. 13,013. Jia Yuanshun has never had such a virtue as magnanimity. The principle she pursues is, I will not offend others unless they offend me. If someone offends me, dig their ancestral graves. If Mrs. Li dares to set a trap for her, the matter will not be settled so easily. Before leaving Siege's house, she made a new deal. Beep. Please host not to be careless in fulfilling Wu Ruilian's wish and save her reincarnation. Who was Wu Ruilian? There is no doubt that it was the unlucky man who was pushed into the pool by Mr. Li and killed his son. You can see me, right? Please expose Li's crime.